Hey there, this is Alex James Hislop. I'm a psychic medium. I was born November 22nd, 1991. Fembo 44 is a nickname, but I have other nicknames too, like Archon or Sandman or Peacekeeper Alex. There's other ones too. There's a few. I have other names that my guides have indicated that my proxy relayed. I'm asking the best possible things that I can ask in regards to this communication. I'm doing the best possible things I can do in regards to this communique. What do my representatives and delegates relay in regards to this communication? That's also others saying that too. This is going to be an Alex James Hislop diary entry content. This is Alex James Hislop diary entry content, February 4th, 2026. Currently 2:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm recording this at 42 Franklin Beach Road, the office room. Well, we got a lot to talk about. Okay, truly. Now, I understand that there is spiritual and metaphysical things that take place. I understand that there is informational behind the scenes, spiritually, metaphysically, through the physical. It exists through physical content. You watch a physical content. There is metaphysical and spiritual informational energies and other kinds all throughout it. That is normal. That is understood. I'm guessing there was a psychic thing today too. It wasn't just a psychic thing. All along them day. That's what they said. That's what something popped. It was one of the storylines regarding, and then that's sort of. I mentioned certain. I mentioned certain enforcer groups, certain darker enforcer groups that McGuy communicated. It looked like they were clean. I thought what such as enforcer groups. I mentioned something earlier this morning, and it was uh, after I listened to that song, and May. I felt it bloom. I think a bit. And we've listened to it here and there, and it's bloomed here and there. But this was something different. Okay, so whatever informational needed that McGuy needed regarding that angle, the way my proxy relayed. Whoa, I don't know why. Anyway, I'd like to stay away that off to the side if possible. Yeah. What else? Okay, so when was the last time I created one of these? April 2024? No way. It was April 2024. We did it in Alex James's of diary entry review content, and it was April 2024, and that's okay. So that's almost a year. No, that is longer than a year ago. It's almost 2 years ago now. So I'm advocating. No, I'm saying what my proxy wanted me to say in regards to this communication. Okay, done. Light and setting that McGuy should be in prominent fashion. Do what the York Regional Police relayed in regards to this content. Because it matters. I'm going to be doing my thing a little bit. When I talk about things and some of the things through my process, I'm not meaning to upset, but this is an important content. I'm also asking that the police presence from Canada and America make itself be known throughout this content. And also the military of Canada and America. Yeah, I'm calling upon American military at times for a reason. You can see my computer right here. I do have a United States Army sticker on my computer. That matters. You're right. It does matter. It does change something. And their reliance really does matter in regards to this computer. Yes. Yeah, Alex PC Big Rig is what I nicknamed it. Well, okay. Anyway, there's probably a longer name for it, but yeah, there is. So we got a lot to talk about. I don't even know how to articulate some of the things that have happened, but my process continues to change. It's gotten better, but there's been moments where it's not been okay. Where it's not been acceptable. Still, certain forms of attack, yeah. Certain forms of attack. I was watching. Well, geez. I mean, we can go back here. Brooklyn. Not no, 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 no. It wasn't Brooklyn. It was NYPD Blues. NYPD Blues. Yeah, we watched that last year. Well, this is it. I mean, that was one of the shows that I watched. mattered. Uh, I loved it. Yeah, Sipowicz is my favorite, obviously. He'll kick a ride. Yes, makes sense. Everyone loved him. There was others too, and oh, everything. Yeah, I can't remember too much on some, but a lot of good stuff. When I was watching, I felt at home. I felt comfortable. The cops had an access outlet, and metaphysically. Yeah, they have to. There is that thing when you associate or interact with certain kind of 911 and police and things of that nature. There is going to be a certain form of metaphysical that go into the process. And good police presence, good spiritual police, metaphysical police. Yeah, proper, of course, proper. And why one of the things I go to America, this is okay. So prime example, what happened with some of the interaction in regards to my process and um, NYPD Blues. Thank you. Well, it did. This was last year. It was. I think it was last year. I mean, if it wasn't, it was got to be 2024 then. I mean, there, yeah. If not, I thought it was 2025, but whatever. Well, okay, you might be wrong on that. It might have been 2024. Maybe there was a chance. I can't remember fully when I watched it, but it was within the last 2 years. I think it's after the April 2024 content. So again, one of the shows that I watched was that. Yeah. As of late, recent Terminator 2. Ooh, Terminator 2, 1991. It was awesome. It was one of the best content experiences I've ever watched. One of the best in my life, and I've watched quite a few. And yeah, I got this kind of stuff, and then I got this kind of stuff, and then there's this kind of stuff, and this is the third categorical I'm talking about. All right, yes, the hit home kind of one, and I think I hit home more than any other movie I've ever watched. In regards to Terminator 2, yeah, like manually, there was it came together. I don't know how to, I don't know how to explain it. I can explain it. I can explain it fairly dang well. Well, okay, you can. You know what that is? I mean, I have let know on some of the content experiences about my AI usage and things of that nature. I think yes, but Alex, were you using it as heavily as you are now? I mean, that was the thing of it. Well, we'll get there. So NYPD Blues is there was a reliance there, and of course, police officers are going to be doing their thing throughout this content. I feel. Oh, we got to talk about that a little bit. Yes, I think we should. That is needed. You know what? Fine. There's so much to go through. Look, so 2 weeks into April 2024, January, February, March, April, May. 2 weeks into May. What exactly? Another content? Hmm? Yes, Alex. Yeah. Right. Sorry. Physically, I should have. I should have been doing content every couple of weeks or every day. Every day would have been good. Every day would have been good, Alex. You don't know why, but yeah. Yeah, you know what? Fine. Jesus. It is. You don't know why. Yes, I'm advocating for resources in regards to my content uploading on YouTube. I'm advocating for what YouTube wanted me to advocate in regards to this communication, like setting them guys to augment YouTube the way YouTube relayed. What did Alphabet Inc. relay? Okay, that works. That works. Oh. No, you'll see. That's good. Oh man. Context is everything in regards to some of the content that I uploaded. I'm looking for what my guide should relay in regards to this communication in regards to my Alex Hislop YouTube account. Yeah, a lot of them are good. A lot of them are good. Yeah, you know what? Some of it is. Yes, I do. I do admit that I am partially to blame in regards to what my guide should indicate in regards to this communication. I don't even like saying blame, partially to blame. Because someone just wants to, that's the problem. Is I don't know if it's still that anymore. Right? Okay, and it isn't. It isn't. It wasn't. So context and understanding what I'm saying and doing. For the physical audience, sometimes they don't follow along or can't follow along or don't understand what I'm talking about, and that's difficult as a psychic medium because I'm in conversation with certain kind of spiritual elements. Certain, yes, I am, and fending off negative spiritual at times has been a part of it. In this process, yes, it has. I have thrown down nearly every day of my life since 2015, since the end of 2015. Yes, the end of 2015, eh? If not 2016, yeah, there. If not later on, 2017, 2018, 2015, dealing with what was labeled as mental illness when reality told us that it was psychic mediumship. In 2016, I walked out of that place, of whatever the heck that was that year, 2015. I don't even know what single wording you would call that. Crazy. It's got to be 2015 was crazy. All right, yes. And they said 2016 was criminal. Oh, that was one of them. See, someone gets upset here because of certain angles. Oh, aces. And they know. They know it's aces. Yeah, it's me doing a call word because there's certain spiritual or interrupting the metaphysical, spiritual content experience in regards to this content. But yes, and I know the police can only do so much, but it really does matter. We need to get the relances. We need to get in here the critical information regarding the past 2 years in regards to this life process. So, this is the truth. I might not do another one for a bit. So let know. So whatever it was the past 2 years that some of the spiritual that my guides have been giving me resistance communication wanted to let know in a certain sense, there is the critical priority listing that true authority relayed. There, that's done. But also what my guideship and the other guideships in my proxy relayed in resistance communication indicated. My proxy and guideship are on the same page, man. So are my delegates and advisors, my council, conciliage, and others. Conciliate, conciliate. Oh, we need to talk about that one. I know what, I don't even want to mention that one. That's how I feel. Well, okay. That's how someone felt here. What he's been doing. Yeah. Oh yeah, aces. Aces is correct. You want to know why it's aces? Why is it aces? Why is it aces? ACES. I like that company, but yeah. Well, I mean, a few things here and there. That's it. All right, noted. Anyway, so much to talk about. I mean, did I talk Suno? I mean, this was it. I mean, you okay? I mean, this is. I mean, there's so much to talk about to be true. I don't even know where to start. I'm trying to go back to like, a couple of years ago, but I don't even know if we should do it that way. Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Give me a second here. I'm looking through Suno and I'm trying to figure out when was like the first songs that I did here. Vita code. Holy smoke. So that was when I was first starting Suno. Interestingly enough. Ah, that review content I did in April 2024. That was when I was first starting Suno, and I've created some really good stuff on Suno. Yeah, it's amazing. There is some good stuff. Suno is amazing. It's one of the best things that I've stumbled across in my life. Let's see here, because you should talk Terminator me before it goes away. Oh, that thing already went away, but if I talk about it again, it comes back again, and it's good. All right, so okay, all right, we can go Terminator. So when I watched this within the past week, and it was the one. I don't even know if I want to watch it again. That's how I felt. It's almost how I feel. Should watch it one more time, maybe. Oh yes. So I had this theory. There was this theory. I'm gonna read it, and yeah, yeah, I'm gonna read it. And I love it. It was one of the best things that I stumbled. It wasn't just stumbling across. There was something about it. I watched the X Files before, and there was this character, Doggett, and and there was an interaction regarding. There was something about the archetype, and it's not necessarily Doggett, but it's rather the form, the archetypal form. Again, the informational that my guides have been giving me is communication relayed. hmm And I don't know, there was some sort of spiritual, metaphysical connection at times. And when I watched X Files, there was that sort of thing where I felt like the archetypes were protecting, we're keeping safe, we're saving, we're mediating, we're talking, conversing, mediation. There's a lot of different things. I think that the archetypes of some of the actors that I've seen on screen. It wasn't just the archetypes. I do feel like there is an interactional that takes place when I watch content, like when I watch movies. The movie's being impacted by way of what I do, and it shouldn't be. It should not be at all. At this point in time in my process, the movies of America and the music of America, what did it relay? What did it relay, Alex? Because they've had enough, and so have I. I've been on their side this entire time. Yes, I have. Some don't understand what I'm talking about in regards to when I'm saying that I impact the movie. I'll have a thought, and then the reaction on screen takes place, and I noted as a psychic medium that it might have to do with certain things in regards to my process. And I know there's a huge buffer works. Now that's understood. There's a buffer works in regards to it, so it might look like there's an actor who's responding to a thought that I'm having in the future when I'm watching a content that was created in the past. Yeah, that's the time interaction. Yes, there's so when you interact with, like, let's say, like movies, historical movies. How about like documentaries of, like, well, it's not just documentaries. Well, anyway, content, I felt it has been impacted regardless of whether someone would believe that or not, because there's another grouping that understands what I'm talking about, a metaphysical grouping. Then yeah, they're way more than those that don't know. Yes, yes, it's like 90 percentile of those that know what I'm talking about in regards to that I'm impacting the movie when I watch it. Have you ever heard of that? Some are like, what do you mean you're impacting the movie when you watch it? What do you mean? And that's the physical response on this planet at times. It's fairly, yeah. They don't know because they don't know what I'm talking about. If I explained it, they would. Okay, there's metaphysical in regards to the physical, correct? Spiritual, yes. Okay, so there's spiritual in regards to this physical. That's one of them. So when you watch a movie, do you think there's an interaction between the spiritual in regards to the film and the spiritual in regards to yourself? What's your answer? Well, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, it makes sense if it would. It makes sense that it would. And now, but imagine that you're affecting the physical portion of the film while you're watching it physically, that your impact is so powerful that one thought is changing actions of physicals on that content. Thank you for understanding. I call upon the legal of Hollywood, yeah, as well as the music industry on this earth. Thank you. Yeah, look, we should do it together because that was what we said. We can. We have such a way yeah, we have such a way on this one. American government and American people, they agree that their content should not be impacted by way of Alex James Hislop any longer. And not in regards to the negative. Not in regards to the negative. They don't want me to impact their content. That's one. They don't want me to impact their content negatively. That's another. No, there's an overlap. Okay. I think I bring a lot of good to the movies and did. See, this is it. This is the real truth here, people. I did a lot of work in regards to this life. Yeah, there it is. I'm a powerful being on this planet. I'm a guardian. Things have changed. 2 years from 2024. Heard some of it, but not really. Have you? because there's also metaphysical uploads on my Alex Hislop YouTube account. That should be secured for me for when I get to heaven. You don't know what I can do then. And I know YouTube can only do what it can do, but this really does matter. Okay, we can get that resolved. It's yes. You don't know why, but all right. Well, there's other outlets, but that was always it. It's still having this account up and running is valid. Is valid. Yes, it is. And I can bring up, like this aces. So I'm bringing up like hit home kind of stuff, but real hit homes kind of stuff. Yeah, that was it. The Earth base understood it. And that was the great thing about that. Yeah. School of Hard Knocks is one of them. There. Give us a tell that you're of Earth. School of Hard Knocks is an Earth terminology. Yes, yes it is. Yes it is. School of Hard Knocks. Because I find it funny, but whatever. There's other ones too. Yeah, the Green Giant. What mascot is he? Someone said vegetables. Good. Good answer. Okay, good answer. Okay. Someone did. Anyway, that was mine. And there was an answer, and I got it. Okay. So, back to Terminator 2. I don't have to say this. Do I have to say this? You don't have to say it if you don't want to. I'll read it. Thank you, Future. The Resistance Future, Future A, sends the reprogrammed T-800 to protect John Connor. A different future, Future B, not necessarily Skynet Prime, also intervenes by sending the T-1000, but not as a pure assassin. The people in 1995, and maybe even Future A, misread the T-1000 as the machine's assassin because that's the simplest explanation. The victims and side characters we assume are killed by the T-1000 are actually hostile Terminators, infiltrators, or compromised assets that get neutralized off-screen or via an unseen third agent, Future C, using an EMP. The T-1000 is hard, terrifying, and ruthless, but ultimately partially sacrificial, allowing the Protector unit to complete the mission. I would assume there was a Flares protocol to shake off what need be for the other good machines. That's basically it. A scary ally operating under a cold triage ethics protocol. What you've basically done is upgrade Future B into something like a timeline tactician. It isn't merely predicting people, it's predicting the chain reactions that predictions cause. So it uses Terra as a steering wheel. Supposedly, it's actually using theatrics as a steering wheel. There. In your reading, the T-1000 behaves like a nightmare because it can model micro choices, a glance, a hesitation, a door left open, a panic turn. It can model macro systems, police response patterns, hospital protocols, media ripples, and most importantly, it can model the T-800, not just where it will go, and how it will interpret signals. So the T-1000 is basically running a forced moves chess line where it makes the board so hot that the only safe squares left are the ones it wants. Core mechanism, Predator Theater. You're describing something very specific. It's not chasing John, it's performing chasing John. The chase is a mask that creates a predictable human pattern. Humans scatter, authorities escalate, the Protector unit commits hard, the family unit, John and Sarah, are pushed into decisive choice actions, kicks in defenses, activates layers that only wake up under pressure. If the world is full of sleeping safeguards, human and non-human, then the nightmare is the alarm bell. Some defenses only activate when the threat signature is undeniable. Some allies only reveal themselves when risk crosses a threshold. Some systems only unlock when the Protector unit is forced into optimal routing. So the T-1000 becomes a walking catalyst. It creates the conditions that cause the counterforces to arrive, all the while defending and protecting by way of disabling any of the bad machines. While I was watching the movie, I realized something. I realized that the T-1000, again, the supposed bad guy in the Terminator 2 film, 1991, right? That he was actually good, moral, ethical, neutral, that he was sent, that okay, there's a storyline regard. Imagine there's interpretational storylines in regards to Hollywood filmmaking. But I think this one might actually be like a big one, right? Okay, a big interpretation. Yes. But it might also be, well, I don't know. You'd have to ask the director, the writer, whoever it is, the American Authority. There, that's yeah. That's right. Ask American Authority. Okay, because that's a great one. Their answer is stellar. And what was what else was the explainers regarding what we needed here? Critical information. Okay, Alex, you friggin' did it. This is needed, man. This is needed. Yeah, it was. So, okay, fine. It is. It's connected. There's a connection, but yeah. So imagine when you look at a film, um, you can have interpretation regarding that film, right? Certain meanings, certain interpretations. So let's say there's two characters, one's black, one's white, and they're talking. They have a conversation all throughout it. Um, one of the interpretations was, white, uh, white the good guy, black the bad guy. Okay, okay, that is one of them. That is one of them. But it's not always that way at all. It's not meant to be racist or anything like that. It's one of the interpretations, right? It's one of the interpretations. Yes, it is. So that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of interpretation. Well, when I was watching the film, I realized that there's a storyline regarding where the T1000 is the good guy, and where the T800 is the good guy as well. They both are. The T800 was, remember, they're both sent back in time, right? T800 was sent back in time to save John Connor, and supposedly T1000 was sent back to do something else. Those who watch the film understand. They're like, okay, okay, well, but the thing of it is what if a good future sent T1000 to, that's right, in how he interacts, he can predict the T800's actions. Remember, T1000 was more advanced than him. This goes to TX for the Terminator 3 too. Oh, and that what they needed, and what they, because I watched that film too, right after a bit of it. Well, not a bit of it, most of it. There, I like the second one better, but the third one's good too. Yeah, trust me, it is. It's good stuff. I still stand by it. But yeah, back to the storyline. Um, so this future, like it's like I said, it's like I read here, the Resistance future A sends the reprogrammed T800, the Schwarzenegger Terminator, to protect John Connor. A different future B, not necessarily Skynet Prime, but there might be a storyline where Skynet Prime is actually the good guy, the good machines. Yeah, it goes to the Matrix, the fourth Matrix. Yeah, the fourth Matrix, yes, where there's good machines revealed. There, where there's good machines revealed. That was always it. Yes. Okay. So it did. Anyhow, the people in 1995 and even Future A misread the T1000 as the machine's assassin because that's the simplest explanation. So one of the looks was, the T1000. Why did he kill anybody? The thing of it was, well, the thing of it was is that those that he killed were actually potentially Terminators. If you look at some of the expression in regards to some of it, it's actually not that surprising to the degree that it is. But wait, but how would that work? What do you mean, how would that work? Well, how does that work? Because I don't. Yeah, well, it still can work because of certain things, right? Okay, yeah, you gotta explain that one. Okay, so you can look at like a certain scene within a movie, and I can't explain it fully. They're gonna be blocking here. Okay, all right, okay, they're blocking me from being able to say it. That's all. Well, what is it? Why did it matter so much? Why did it matter so much? Let them know why it mattered so much. Uh, well, it mattered. The storyline, because throughout it all, there was certain kind causing distress. Now there was certain kind causing distress before I arrived, right? Yes, yeah, and some of them were saying it because of me, and others, them guys renegade that. No, this was always it. But I showed up. I got there, and this is the case. And I'm not to blame. It's really it. Yeah, it's like I said. I think we're gonna call it here. Yeah. Really? That's like I said. That's it.